Sure.
It is Friday night, and welcome to That Damn Show. We're here with David, Anthony, and me, Mark. How's it going, guys?
It's going good. How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, really good.
Evening.
Good evening.
Good
evening.
Yes, another beautiful week down. Friday, here we are yet again.
Oh, yeah, let's not have that sound on. There we go. All right, now I'm just getting ready here and getting it so I can see live chat. All right. Christine Hambley's already there. Tony is already there. You know, I might just move this a little bit and turn it because I keep going this way and talking, and that's the way it might. So let me just make annoying microphone sounds for just a few seconds here. I'm going to adjust this. We'll go in front instead of that. The one time that we use the gold mic, then it goes to the new mic.
It's like Mystery Theater 3000 sitting there.
Super fancy one that I'm very excited
about. It went in the pooper already?
What went in the pooper?
Oh, it did?
What happened?
Oh, no. I said, did it go in the pooper already?
What go in the pooper?
The mic or something. I thought you were all worried about your mic.
Oh, no, misunderstood. No. I moved it. Every time I turned to look at the chat, I was turning and I was like completely away because it was over here. I didn't think about it. So the laptop here I can see, and now the laptop over here I can kind of see. So what's up, everybody? Yeah, otherwise I'm always turning and then I'll get really quiet. So, you know, sometimes I don't think about things. So
that's all right.
Yeah, no, I ordered a new mic, and actually we're all on. This is the first time all of us have used the mics that we're using, but this will be my one time I use this one. This is going to be my backup one or if I ever have two people on here, they'll use this one. But
hey, we're trying to be
really nice tonight.
We're trying to become as legit as we possibly can, slowly but surely, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
yes, we are. We're getting there.
Completely went off screen when you said that. We're trying to look as legit as we possibly.
I was doing it incognito, so nobody would think it was me.
Oh, very nice.
The secret voice.
Mark, you know what I love about your gift? I could sit back and relax, and it's the same sound quality.
Yeah.
Except if I went far away, like when you turn.
You still sound great. Yeah, definitely.
No, it should be able to pick everything up within a few feet.
That's amazing.
You're good. So, how was everybody's week?
Anthony, would you like to go first?
I survived a heart procedure and I'm alive, and I don't need heart surgery.
That's what I was waiting for. Good. That's good news. Yes. No surgery.
No surgery.
Our Iron Man is still with us.
Iron Man ain't going anywhere. This ain't Endgame. This is the new ball game.
All right. That's what I like to hear.
So what about you guys? A Peggy chase? Was that like Peg Bundy or Peggy? Which one's Peggy?
She got she won a something. She won a Peg Bundy chase.
Oh. The one with a different shirt.
Yes.
Thanks, Funko. Really, really going out.
I know, step it up. All those years of Married with Children. We just changed the shirt.
But that's basic. Well, no, the Gloria Pop from Modern Family. I think one of them's holding the hot sauce, but basically it's just a different shirt. Man, now talking about Hot Topic though. Wow. They dropped a whole bunch of new pops last weekend.
Yes, they did. The mother load.
And that new Batman will be mine. I'm gonna have to buy two of them because that box looks so awesome.
It does. It's
love that black box. It's badass.
Yeah, and different design on it. It's nice.
I need one in box and one out of box. There's just I can't help it, you know. And that Diamond Harley, it's a second Diamond Harley, which is kind of surprising, but I'll take it. It's way better than if they make a Diamond Batman.
Yes, agreed.
I just don't know how I'd feel about that. I mean, I have a Diamond Batman that Amy made me. It's
So you have a glitter Batman.
Is that one? Is it the Earth 2 Batman?
Okay.
With the little, and it's all like glittery. It looks really badass. But if it wasn't way up there, I would show you. Someday we'll have an episode where we really show off some of ones that Amy had, or maybe I'll do like a little special where I'll take real pictures and show in better video and stuff, because holding it up to the little camera here and everything doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't do it justice.
Did you guys get anything cool this week?
No, not really. Not really at all. It was kind of a slow week for me.
Pop related, no. Gen X collectibles related, yes, because I do want to give a shout out to Bobby Bendlin of Pop and Decals, because my man started making stickers, and I want to show you guys some cool
really
stuff.
Good stickers.
So he started making stickers, and he sent me over these as a trial run. These Batman Pop stickers.
Oh,
full
nice.
color.
Really nice.
Those look good.
Full color vinyl stickers, and as usual, he makes his black and white. He can make them in color, but he makes these black and white decals, and these obviously, Freddy and Pennywise. So now I got a big package from him of stuff that I'm going to put up on the website that I hope helps take off with the collectibles. But yeah, they're really cool, and they came out awesome. And his work is
him up and get some of those, because those are
those Batman ones look amazing.
Listen, he started doing the vinyl stickers. The stickers, nothing against his decals, because they're awesome. His stickers are even a step above that. Like I said, full color. He could give any size variation you're looking for. So kudos to him. Check him out, because his work is literally amazing.
Oh, that's really cool.
But my Pop game has been weak this week, because there really hasn't been much.
No.
Well, let's see here. I've gotten 2 so far. I'm getting a bunch of stuff tomorrow in the mail. But so I got the Walgreens exclusive Spider-Man Noir, but if you ordered it through Amazon, you don't get the sticker for
nothing.
Which is okay, because he's gonna come out of the box, and if I wanted to, I could buy a Walgreens sticker for $2 off eBay, but I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah, no, there's not for
and
that.
And then he came yesterday, and then today I got the Hot Topic Captain Marvel.
Hey,
very nice.
The detail on that pop isn't bad at all.
Oh no, not at all. And then like tomorrow, actually, okay. I have too many computers next to me here, so I keep grabbing the mouse for this one. The other one. So,
oh my goodness, hold on, it slipped my mind.
Oh, and while he's running off, that Tony made a comment to get everyone to give a shout out to Funko to make a Maximus from Gladiator Pop, because he's sick of all the garbage that's coming out.
Please.
Garbo City. However, I did get a pop this week. A huge shout out to my boy Greg. I've been looking for this for a hot minute.
Oh, you got him. Nice.
Ah, the Joker one. I've got the black and white Hush Batman sitting right back there. And the color one is way the heck up there.
I need to get the both black and white now, because they made a black and white Joker also.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. I'm not going to get the Jokers or the Aquaman, I don't think. I think I'm sticking with just the 2 Batmans, because I like them and they need to be displayed, and it's kind of like the movie moments. They're not as big as the movie moments, and I really like the Aquaman one.
Yeah, that one's
I
love it.
I've almost bought it a couple times. But if I get the Aquaman, then I gotta get the Joker, and then I'm gonna have them all. But
just do it.
Tomorrow, I know John Page scored me the Walmart Captain Marvel, the glow one, and that's coming tomorrow. And I sent him the Hot Topic one. And,
you have to show off that glow.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sure I've seen some pictures. Wait till I put it in my little pop photo studio and get the big camera out, and then
that's why I said I want you to show off that glow. Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
I should be getting the DC Bombshells, the Holiday Harley Quinn one. That was Geekbox exclusive. That should be here within a couple of days. It still doesn't have an actual date, but it finally shipped. I think I pre-ordered that 3 months ago.
Oh, right. God.
And then I think I've talked about this before too. That I almost never get rid of regular pops that I don't have a double of. It's very, very rare. And I did trade off Monster Jack, and I got a really good pop for it, so I don't regret it at all. But now that we got the foster children, Amy's been watching The Incredibles like there's no tomorrow, and she's like, "Do we still have Monster Jack?" And I'm like, no, we don't. But one of my friends, Papa Funk, he was liquidating a bunch of his pops, and I picked up Monster Jack Jack again. So he will be here tomorrow as well. And I'm excited because he actually said he threw in a bunch of stuff, and he like sent us some of the lanyards from New York Comic Con and stuff like that. So, and he said he sent some stuff for the kids. So,
oh, interesting. Yeah, we'll see. That's cool.
That's coming tomorrow.
Very nice.
Our first foray, because I'm not a Mystery Minis fan at all. I hate the fact that there's like the 1 in 30 and all that other garbage and stuff like that. But they're doing Mystery Minis for the DC Bombshells, and I pre-ordered them forever ago, the Specialty Series ones, because there's a few exclusives in the Specialty Series ones, Entertainment Earth, and I ordered a case of them for Amy, and they're finally coming tomorrow. So,
oh, cool! Oh, that'll be fun.
Hopefully, we'll at least get the 3 exclusives. We'll eBay the rest of them and stuff like that. But if there's still a ton that we need, we'll buy like maybe another case, but maybe get the regular one. And
ladies and gentlemen, if you had not noticed, the whiskey has made its appearance tonight.
Oh, well, yes, sir.
It was back last week too.
Oh, it sure was.
David's back on the horse.
Ah, you love it.
Let's see here. John, you can't have our Monster Jack Jack. We're not getting rid of a second one. Yeah. No, oh, but speaking of Jack Jack, 10-inch Jack Jack at Target. That's slated for March 1st, so Target Con 2.0. There's going to be 2 10 inches already. So there's going to be the 10-inch Jack Jack and the Toothless from How to Train a Dragon.
I don't know what's more exciting, the fact that I had to get a heart procedure today, or the fact that they're making these 2 terrible 10 inches. Like, come on.
Now the 10-inch Jack Jack is good, but what's the last? You bought a spot, didn't you? I mean, a bullseye, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, but we're dog lovers, so it kind of makes sense, and it went to a good cause, right, David?
Out of my mouth, correct.
Now, you didn't say that, but either of you not bought it if it wasn't going to St. Jude's?
No, I would have still bought it, but I'm a dog lover, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. No, we have a dog too. She's passed out down here. Do you have a dog?
Yes, I do. A husky and 2 other.
My dogs are not allowed in this room because the room wouldn't exist and the show wouldn't be able to go
Exactly.
live.
Mine are not allowed down here either. No, never.
It's kind of like the kids don't play down here because the temptation is just too great.
Oh yeah, your shelf would be knocked over. Shelves.
Well, Sawyer does have a few pops that we just let him play with. He has the Olaf with kittens, who now no longer has a ball on top of his hat. I bought him Cruise from Cars because it was in the clearance section at Barnes & Noble a few months ago. And then he has the I Heart Gru Minion one that way back in the day we got like from Walmart for like $3 on clearance online. So
nice, perfect.
Yeah, and there's a few of those that you're like, these are not going on display anywhere, so let's let him play with them.
Right, exactly.
Tonight's episode of That Damn Show brought to you by Monster Energy Drinks.
Over there, and he wants those Batmobiles bad.
The Batmobiles? Oh, I'm sure. I mean,
yeah, the ones that have like the action figure.
Oh, gotcha.
No, and let's see here. But so, yeah, and I can't remember everything else that was in those Hot Topic ones. I know I've seen a lot of people with that Last Airbender.
Oh, yeah, all of them. Yeah, everybody went
but,
on the air scooter.
I never seen any of the Last Airbender episodes. I didn't see the Shyamalama Ding Dong movie, the M. Night Shyamalan one. And so, yeah, I mean, I like it because it glows, and it looks actually the glow on it's pretty cool. But
yeah, it does with the arrow on its head and everything. Yeah, it does.
I know Tom, a local guy. He went to our Hot Topic. I think it must have been Hot Topic. He went out pop hunting today, and he got the Last Airbender one, and he got the Captain Marvel chase today. So kudos to you, Tom. I
Very
do.
nice.
I do kind of want the Captain Marvel one, but I don't know if I have to have it because the Target one is like that one but better,
Right, exactly.
and I just don't need 400 Captain Marvel pops.
Mm-mm.
Now I might change my mind after the movie comes out, but that's
Right. I mean, the movie does have an influence, so we'll see.
So no, let's see here. Oh, Michael Jordan madness.
Oh God.
Oh boy, MJ.
Listen, the pop went from like $70 on eBay, and then once they found out that it was in Barnes and Nobles and
Right, and
someone else's
all
system,
over.
it took a nosedive instantly.
And I'd guess now that the Target one is going to be probably part of Target Con because they're going to probably hold off almost all their exclusives until then, like last time.
Oh yeah,
A
definitely.
couple months away. And
what's the other one? Fanatics?
The Fanatics one, and the Ezekiel Elliott one wasn't hard to get, so I'm guessing that that
No,
one will be hard
LeBron
to
James one
No,
wasn't.
but come on, Ezekiel Elliott is not Michael Jordan.
No, but I think that that one will probably be the hardest one to get, maybe. But they released.
I think they made a million of them.
And you have to understand though, is that Ezekiel Elliott when that went up on Fanatics, that
Was beating his wife.
Michael Jordan of pops because it was valued at like $160.
Yeah, the color wave one, definitely.
So I mean that you can't make a pop more. People want it more than if it's worth that much money. Now it's worth like $20 because they sold a ton of them. But no, I'll probably get one of the Michael Jordans. The common one is the coolest one to me, anyway. So.
Oh yeah, with the stand with him up in the air. Yeah, that's my favorite.
That one's pretty cool. The black jersey one's pretty cool. I thought it would be funny if they had the other two be him in a Wizards uniform, and then maybe his brief stint as a baseball player on the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, I was hoping the 45 White Sox would come out for sure.
So now, David, you paint Warhammer miniatures.
Yes, sir.
Did you get anything out of that silhouette?
It's definitely a Space Marine.
Yeah, I would guess. I mean, that would make the most sense.
But then that opens it up to which chapter? You've got is it the Ultramarine Space? Well, it's probably an Ultramarine. I'm going to go with. That's one of the more common.
I really know nothing about Warhammer.
Oh, I love Warhammer. I've read book after book after book after book.
But I haven't played them because I like to buy games and not play them.
Right. Yeah, the PC games were fine. Definitely.
Well, they got really good reviews, and when I got a deal on them, I bought them. Maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely. Build up your army and everything. Yeah. No, I am super excited about that.
I love me some RTS games, but I like the old RTSs. I mean, like back in like Warcraft, original like Warcraft 2, StarCraft, and Warcraft.
Oh, StarCraft,
really good. And like the old Command and Conquers and stuff. Now they're getting like really, really complex and. I
like the simple ones from the past. That's
the learning curve has gotten worse. All the old Westwood ones, even the original Westwood one before Command and Conquer, they did a Dune one based on Dune, and that one was pretty fun.
I think I played that. Yeah, I think I did.
Now, Anthony, you haven't played video games in what since the 90s?
Yeah, you maybe even no, because I play Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
Okay.
But I know that's completely different. That's not in the landscape of what you guys are discussing. So no, I'm not involved in that landscape.
Hey, sitting over there, I have a real Fender guitar that's a Guitar Hero controller. So I consider that a video game because I love playing the Rock Band. We got the guitar, we got the drum set, we've got like 3 guitars, we got wireless mics, we got all kinds of stuff. The only thing we didn't buy is the thing that does the light show and the smoke machine.
Oh man, I'm having a real big problem with my connection, fellas.
Uh-oh.
Are you hiccuping a little bit?
No, your guys are freezing for sometimes 30 to 40 seconds.
Oh no.
Yeah, you know what? I'll be right back.
Yeah, tell the little lady to stop watching Netflix. No,
Man.
Now, since Anthony's not a big Star Wars pop fan, I know you are.
Oh, yes, I am. I love
Star Wars pops.
What do I think of them?
Yeah.
I like them. I mean, I thought they could have made more choices in what they did. I mean, the Darth Vader one's going to be the highlight of it all.
So now, do you think that's going to be an exclusive somewhere since nobody has pictures of him. I mean, it's on the back of the box, but all of the other ones are showing up, but I have not seen a real picture of that Darth Vader one.
It's going to be something. I don't know if it's going to be a Funko Shop or something, but I mean, though, just the way it looks, though, with his skull silhouette inside, the electrocution and all, like, it's going to be something. I think that's going to be the one. I will get that.
I'm a little disappointed that the Emperor one doesn't glow. Well, I'm disappointed the Darth Vader one doesn't either, but
lightning.
I will probably get the Darth Vader one. I've got the OG Darth Vader. We only have a handful, and I almost want to get the Wicket one because we have the Ewok 3-pack.
Oh, right, okay.
But we don't have Wicket, and this Wicket looks so much better than the old one.
It does. I'll probably get that.
But I mean, there's so many Star Wars pops out there, and that's why I just didn't even want to get to it. That I'm just not a big fan of the stands. I know some of them can come off the stands, but I mean, back in the earlier days when I was collecting, I did get a few. I mean, I have Phasma, and I got the Icy Hoth, or it's from Episode 7, the Loot Crate one of Han Solo, where he's in his winter gear from the new movie.
Oh, okay.
And I've got Darth Vader, and Amy picked up a bunch when they're on clearance from Episode 7 at Kohl's. So we have a Porg, and we have a few other fun ones, but no, we just don't have a ton. Now,
with them. Like, I'm not gonna go get them all. I just get what I like.
I see in the notes that I put new Predator pop, but there's not a new Predator pop.
I was gonna say I didn't. I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah. I think that night when I was adding that, I added a few things and I just wasn't paying attention. But now that new Xenomorph, is that from a particular Aliens movie? Is it supposed to be from like the original? Because I know it's got some kind of anniversary sticker on it.
It's got a 40th anniversary on it, but supposedly they're coming out with like an anime movie, but I haven't seen anything about it.
Well, if they're going to put out any more anime pops, they need to do Ninja Batman before anything else. I want a line from the Ninja Batman movie. I still don't watch it yet. Cool. I have it, but I haven't got around to watching it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. But I mean, the Alien pop I pre-ordered. I think it looks good. I mean, blue, metallic. I think it looks great.
Ezekiel Elliott is the shit. Oh, I'm just reading a little bit from the chat here.
Mm-hmm.
DJ popped in. Yeah, I bought an Ezekiel Elliott, and I sent it to DJ.
I bought one too.
I do not care about that. Let's see here. I'm just sorry, guys. I have not been watching the chat look, but I'm going to try to watch it a little closer now. Now, John, yes, me and John have this thing about Porgs, but now I don't have the 10-inch Porg, but John does.
I do. Well, actually, it's in my kids' room, but I've got it.
See, I kind of want it and I kind of don't, but it's so big. It's so
That's what she said.
Did you figure out why your internet was bad?
I think there's so many people connected. We have 2 different internets in the house right now because we're changing services.
Okay.
So I went on the idle one that nobody's using because there's too much bandwidth being used by everybody else in the house right now, which is 2 streaming devices, yada, yada, yada. We're not freezing.
Yeah, you're not doing very well right now.
I'm freezing?
Yeah, you were locking up a little bit. I thought. Did it look like that to you, David?
Yeah, his did a little bit, but now
you seem okay.
All right, well.
You just gotta
everything is
you gotta get one of the real internet, not like the 2 soup cans between the house and the pole.
I'm on Fios right now.
Oh, is Fios Verizon's wireless internet?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. Huh.
Yeah, we had a giant Verizon call center here, but they closed not too long ago. But I have good old fashioned Charter Spectrum.
Yep, I've got Spectrum
cable modem. Now we were talking. You missed us talking about where I put Predator Pop, but it's the new Xenomorph Pop. What do you think of that one, Anthony?
No. It looks cool, but how many more of these damn things between that and Star Wars? Like I'm ready to vomit over both of them.
You missed us talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, we were talking about that
too. For that one because that was David's a Star Wars fan and all that. But yeah, no, there's so many Star Wars pops, and this has got to be what, the 5th or 6th? I mean, I've got the Neomorph with the little baby one. I've got the Queen, and I've got one of the 8-bit ones, but there's 3 8-bit ones. And I know there's several Xenomorphs, and now that there's this one too. You know, I think that they would have been better off making like a 10-inch or something if they really wanted to do a new one.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
They just don't.
Or a movie moment.
Kind of look the same. Yeah, I bet we'll get a movie moment eventually. I
think Ripley.
We have Ripley in that. It's going to be from Aliens, and it's going to be Ripley in the big suit.
Yep, exactly.
Going against the alien.
Agreed.
Let's see here now. So what do you guys think of the new candy line of Pops? The Peeps and the Sour Patch Kids.
No. Pass.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
What are they going to make? Starburst? I mean, Skittles? No. No. I'm not even going to go there.
I have to admit that I get a kick out of the Sour Patch Kids ones. And I kind of... Well, what I might do is I might get one Peep and one Sour Patch Kid. Just for the hell of it. But I'm not getting all 4 of each.
Yeah, no. Maybe the shop ones when they release, but yeah, no, I don't think so. I think I'm just going to pass on it.
Yeah. Anthony, what are your thoughts on the candy pops?
What, the Sour Patch Kids?
And the Peeps.
If I can't eat them, I don't want them.
Amen.
You switched to your phone again.
Oh, no, you guys were not coming through. I'm going to have to run a LAN from the router into the room, into the computer for next week. Because it looks and sounds awesome, and you guys look and sound much better, but I can't. You guys, I'm freezing out. Dude, I've said about 30 innuendos that nobody caught on to because I wasn't there to say them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, unfortunately, I'm sorry. It's not working this week for me. I'll have to change to a LAN wire where I'm getting the internet directly into my computer.
Okay. That's all right.
No, it sucks because it was wonderful, and now you guys are coming in crystal clear.
You
look great too.
Well, thank you. But yeah, no, seriously, between the Pez shirts that dropped today and this candy, pop line that they're doing, can we all go to a dentist tomorrow? I mean, seriously, it's not worth it, man.
No, it's not.
I think it's just now a matter of time. Then off of that, are they going to stay? I mean, no, that would be games. I thought they could do like Candyland and they could do 4 of those, of the little gingerbread men pieces, but that would actually be Pop Games. What other candies actually have characters?
M&Ms, maybe?
Yeah, they could do the M&Ms, but there's so many. They've made so many things with those guys. Same with like the California raisins and stuff, but nobody knows what those are anymore.
No, you can't. You heard it to the grapevine, and people are like, "What are you talking about?"
I know, right?
It's so annoying. Like, I do the California raisin dance when I come into a room, and I'll be like, singing the song, and people look at me like I got 30 heads, which I can understand. But at the same time, don't you guys get it? People don't get anything these days. If it's not on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, nobody cares about it.
Right, exactly.
Those are big when we were little kids. I mean, I remember getting those little figures. Remember they had the California raisins figure?
Oh gosh, I remember those. Yeah.
I had a pair of boxer shorts with them on it.
Yeah, boxer shorts when you're that little?
Dude, I have a picture of it. I have a picture of me and my brother in a bed in Florida because we went to Disneyland for my 8th grade graduation, and I'm wearing California raisin boxer shorts.
Nice.
Amazing. That's awesome.
So, FTW, they are historic, they are nostalgia, and they deserve to be respected.
But now, on a note that I think we can all agree, that new Billy Idol pop, wow.
Ooh. Hey, Christine Handley, I know you're happy about that one. Yo, I almost as excited as I was for the Kurt Cobain pops. That's how awesome this pop looks and will be.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he looks great. I mean, the new Rick James one looks good too, but I'm not nearly as excited about that as I am the Billy Idol pop.
Billy Idol, yeah.
I mean, there's so many. I really, 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 really hope they just dive head in with the Rocks pops because that is probably, other than Batman, my favorite line they have.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're great. Now, some of the old ones don't look as good as some of the newer ones. And even some of the newer ones, some of them are just okay. But there's some of them that they got so right. I mean, hell, like the detail they did on Amy Winehouse, that is one hell of a pop, you know.
Right.
And, I'm just super excited. Well, and my favorite pop is from that line anyway. So
And yes, Tony, they definitely need a Beastie Boy line soon. I know all three of us
Oh,
agree.
yeah. Yes.
Now, gentlemen, 3-pack or individual?
3-pack.
well, we could see something like they did with Rush,
Oh yeah, definitely.
where a con ends up getting the 3-pack, but then they release them individually. Because
all right. I'm not opposed to anything Beastie Boys wise. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm up. Definitely 3-pack.
I mean,
though.
I remember when I was in, I want to say it was 5th or 6th grade. My friend made me a tape, and on one side it had Beastie Boys' "License to Ill," and the other side of the tape was Bon Jovi's "Slippery When Wet."
Nice.
The two biggest tapes that came out that year, and but now talk about a band that reinvented themselves and really, really, really changed as the Beastie Boys. I mean, you go back and you look at "License to Ill" compared to even the jump they made from "License to Ill" to Paul's Boutique, where they brought in all that 70s sound and all that sampling, and they actually became more of a legit rap group than, just rap metal like they were in even though there's some really good songs in "License to Ill" too. I mean, I know I have it on vinyl. I love that album. I mean, that I still remember listening to that and just hoping that my mom wasn't paying close attention and taking it away from me, because I felt like I was young enough that she probably wouldn't have approved of that one as much.
Oh, right, exactly.
Back then songs like "Girls" seemed way more nefarious than it does now. It's just a cute song, but back in the late 80s, that seemed like a more risque song than it does now.
Even "Fight for Your Right."
Oh yeah, I mean, talks about your mom took away your best porno mag and all that other stuff, And
actually, it was my dad. My mom bought him for me. God rest the best woman's soul I've ever had in my life.
No.
I remember when my mom found mine, her and my sister went outside and burned them.
Whoa!
Yeah, they were gone.
Yeah, mine didn't care. They just let him be.
We grew up without the internet. Kids today,
right, exactly. National Geographic. Come on.
And this short.
I mean, when you were a little kid and when the neighbor kids had like a Playboy or something, it was like the holy grail. Like all the neighborhood kids would come out behind and stand out in the bushes behind the house.
Yep, we'd be hiding like.
Oh my God! So Christine just made me think of something terrible but great. Def Leppard pops would be awesome with the one-armed drummer.
The Chase is before he had lost the arm.
That's messed up. That's like a Cliff Burton movie moment with a bus. You can't say that.
The Rock of Ages version and the Hysteria version.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What can did I open?
But no,
that would be a good one.
Yep, but
there's so many they can do. I'd like to see the door.
It would be good, but they have to do them right, because otherwise they're going to look generic. They did a good job with the Queen pops. I was happy with those, because anytime you do a whole band, you just don't know if you're going to, because that in some of the people in Def Leppard, like the guy that died, the guitar player, I mean, he doesn't have a distinguished enough look that if you just saw the pop, you'd know who he is.
Right, that's true.
The guy with the short blonde hair, one's the bass player, one's the guitar player. I don't know. The two guys that play guitar and bass that don't sing. You would never recognize them off one of their pops, because they just, I mean, they look normal. That's not an insult or a compliment, but there's nothing that really stands out about them. And they never did any kind of flashy videos that they were wearing certain outfits. Now, the lead singer, yes, he, from like the Rock of Ages, was it the Rock of Ages or Photograph? I can't remember which video it was, where he had like the sleeveless British flag shirt, and the drummer, it'd be really easy, because it'd be like,
oh my God.
I give him credit. He did amazing though with one arm.
Oh yeah, no, kudos. But if they put him in his drum set with one arm, that would be.
What do you think of like the crew pops? Listen, I want to go on with the wittiness, like the Metallica pops. They should have did 2 Chainz, Jason Newsted and Cliff Burton.
Yeah, and they still could release them. I don't know if they'll do Newstead. I don't know if they're on good enough terms.
No, I
would be surprised if they didn't do a Cliff at some point in time as like an homage to him, because
Cliff deserves it because that man was quite the bassist.
Oh yeah, even have it one of the ones that makes sound and have him just standing there like just with his hair down, and then have it like playing like Anastasia pulling of teeth, that intro for the instrumental that he wrote. That would be awesome.
For whom the bell tolls.
Say hi.
Yeah.
Okay, good night.
Hey buddy.
Night.
He has to do his weekly cameo. All right.
Yep.
Apology.
No, and I mean there's the Motley Crue ones, they did them right. Because they did them in the era that that it's Motley Crue when you see them.
Of course. Like
if they would have done like Girls, Girls, Girls or Dr. Feelgood era, you wouldn't you recognize Vince Neil. I mean, they do because Mick Mars is kind of a weird looking dude too, and Tommy Lee.
I was gonna say, is Tommy Lee's pop off from the waist down?
Yeah.
A movie moment with Pam.
Hey now.
Here we go.
I'm on a boat. There's just so many, and I need them to do the Iron Maiden Eddie pops. I need the from the original Iron Maiden album, from Killers, the Eddie from Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, Power Slave, Somewhere in Time, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, No Prayer for the Dying, Fear of the Dark. And there's a million different Eddies from all the singles that they released, like 2 Minutes to Midnight, Aces High, Phantom of the Opera. I mean, there's so many Eddies they could do. And I know that other companies have released them as little figures because I've seen them at they even have blind mystery boxes of them, I think, at Hot Topic. But I need pops.
Mark, you like Iron Maiden, huh?
No, I've never heard of him before.
What's his Eddie? I don't know what you're talking about.
Who's Iron Maiden? No, I growing up, I loved Iron Maiden. I saw them live a few times. One time I saw them with Anthrax open for them on the Persistence of Time tour.
Oh, nice.
Heck of a concert. And then we were front row for the No Prayer for the Dying tour when who opened for them? It was Testament and Corrosion of Conformity.
Testament. Wow.
But Steve Harris sweated on me. There's only been a few times that we went to like really big shows and like got front row seats. The other time I remember we got there really early and we got front row for 9 Inch Nails on the first leg of the Downward Spiral tour when Hole opened for them, and Marilyn Manson, before Marilyn Manson before they were freaky, they were just a gross metal band where he spit on everybody all the time. And it was their bad metal album, that first album that they put out, that Trent Reznor said, don't put it out. It's let me help you make an album. Don't release this album. But they released it anyway. And they were supporting that one. But that was a great freaking show. I got a key from one of Trent's keyboards that he smashed.
Oh, really? Nice. That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Well, what's the coolest concert you guys have ever been to?
Oh,
9 Inch Nails back in, I think I was in, it's when Closer came out, like 9th grade.
Okay, that was Downward Spiral tour. Who played with them?
Honestly, I don't remember. We got there late.
Was it when they had a lot of the show they stood behind the big screen and they had the black and white video?
Yep, sure.
Okay,
did.
that's the same tour that I was on, that I saw him on.
I think we got in there late. I don't remember who was there. I mean, those were back in my party days, so that was fuzzy. But yeah, that was amazing. Amazing show.
Yeah, that was a really, 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 really good show.
Man.
Another great one I think would have been when we saw Quicksand and Rage Against the Machine at First Avenue, the house that Prince built. That nice small venue, Rage Against the Machine supporting their very first album. Oh, it was really, really, really good.
Nice.
Zach De La hating political stuff.
Zach De La Rocha.
Yes.
Rocha.
Formerly of the band Inside Out, which actually I listened to before he was in Rage Against the Machine. And they were way more, well, that's borderline back when there was They were on Revelation Records along with back with like a Shelter and like 108, where there was like these Hare Krishna punk rock bands.
Whoa. Kind of like Ed Kowalchuk from Live.
What was that?
Kind of like Ed Kowalchuk or whatever his last name is from Live. He's like a
Yeah.
guy.
Back when I still love you watch like the videos like from their first album. Throwing Copper was their second one. The one that had like Beauty of Grey and Did You Give It Up? Did You Give It Up?
Oh God! Oh God!
Their very first album, back when they all looked like they should be wearing like polo shirts and like
right, exactly.
They all kind of look like Hootie and the Blowfish fans.
I want to be.
And then they became more rock stars by the time Throwing Copper came out.
You presented a really difficult question for me to answer. What's the greatest show? And you guys saw some great stuff. I don't know. Like, for me, it's tough because I'm biased to the bands that I love. So it'd be a toss-up between every Bounce and Soul show I've ever been to or every A Day to Remember show I've ever been to. I don't know, man. That's a tough question.
Well, even some of the weird shows have been awesome.
311
They Might Be Giants on the Apollo 18 tour. Seeing at First Ave the entire floor bouncing up and down to guys playing keyboards, horns, and accordion. But I love me some old.
Radiohead was really good. Maybe Radiohead. I don't know.
I've never seen Radiohead live.
Actually, you know what my favorite show ever was? I saw Everclear at a place called I want to say, I saw them at the original Knitting Factory in New York City. And it was the first concert I ever stage dove at. It was the first concert I ever crowd surfed at. So they were a pretty cool, like,
there you go.
Band. But yeah.
Freaky One said that Manson definitely needs a pop.
Manson definitely needs a pop.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You could do a Chase, a whole bunch of those with that one.
Slayer.
Definitely.
There would be some good Slayer pops.
Yeah, John Page would like go broke, but yeah.
Well, I know.
Yeah, I was Zombie this morning on the way to work. I would go nuts over those ones.
I'm actually really upset that they won't make a complete Nirvana band pop because Dave needs a pop.
Well,
yeah, Dave. Yeah,
Foo Fighters, with like Pat Smear and
No, Pat Smear don't count. It should be Dave, Chris, and Kurt. Pat Smear came in way late.
Oh no! I was saying if they made a Foo Fighter set.
Okay.
I mean, Nirvana though, they should do a full set.
You have to remember that Pat Smear is like punk rock royalty.
No, nothing against him, but he came into Nirvana when, for Unplugged and then In Utero, and then that was the end of it. And then thank God for him and Dave going into Foo because they are one of the greatest rock bands of all time.
Foo Fighters? Yeah.
Because Pat was in the Germs.
Oh no, yeah,
way back in the day. I mean, if you watch old watch like that, remember the Decline of the Western Civilization Part 1? You'll see him.
Yeah, the wife needs to get on that with me. I just need her permission to watch TV.
No, that's really good. And in fact, I need to watch that again. I mean, even when they brought him into Nirvana, and even when you watch, is it Back and Forth? Is that the name of the first Foo Fighters documentary? Why can't I think of the guy that was from Sunny Day Real Estate?
I saw them live.
Oh yeah, I saw them in a venue with like 40 people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they are a very good band as well. So now, kids, tonight we're going to be testing out because we've talked about doing our origin story show, and as we pumped up earlier this week, Anthony is going to be our first subject here.
Mm-hmm.
And
excited.
So we want to give Anthony a good chance to talk about himself here. So what I want you to do, Anthony, is kind of give us a little bit about your life story up until you started collecting. Let's start off with, just get to know you a little bit.
Wow.
We're going personal here.
It started way back in history. No, I don't know. All right. So I have an immigrant father and an American mother that grew up with, we grew up with no money and stuff like that. So getting toys and collectible stuff wasn't the easiest thing in the world for us, but it started with GI Joes. I remember, you know, all the Christmases and all the birthdays, I would beg and plead for the 1 or 2 GI Joes that were hot and new and just came out, and I had to have them to add to my set and yada yada yada. That was the start of it. Then I had, if you guys remember, there was a Man at Arms He-Man pop that was kind of, the legs would springboard. I got into the Motu figures after the GI Joes. But you know, for me, it was tough up until my teens, because we didn't have a lot growing up. You know, we grew up in the housing projects. We grew up with limited funds. You know, me and my brother scraped around through our teens to help mom and dad out with bills and stuff like that. You know, the typical modern day lower middle class family. That's what we were. I'm not ashamed of it, because it made me who I am today, and I'm a hustler, and I bust my butt to make money and to have a collection that I can finally call my own without assistance from anybody. So, you know, I think a lot of it goes back to just being humbled by the path that I was given to get to where I am today. Mm-hmm. Because it definitely wasn't easy, but I'll tell you something. It was a hell of a lot of fun being a kid, if you were me, because, you know, we got to play the stickball and, you know, the flag football. We had a big grass in the middle of our complex where we played tackle football and soccer and, you know, hardball, you name it. So it kind of intertwines with, you know, my story growing up. What I had growing up was limited, but it was awesome because it gave me a purpose to appreciate more as I became, you know, a young adult into adulthood, now into my 40s. Mm-hmm. You know, but there weren't things like this. It literally was Barbies and GI Joes and, you know, the wrestling figures. The wrestling figures were huge, but my Uncle Peter would have those, and he would keep them, and he had the ring, and we would play with them when we would go over there. But then we would go home and be miserable because we couldn't have them because they cost too much, you know? But again, I always said to myself, I said, if the time ever came and I had the space and I had the extra funds, I was going to become a collector. I was going to go back to where it started. You know, just to backtrack a little bit, also, in my teens, my dad opened up a baseball card, comic book, and collectibles store. We actually had a store, a live walk-in store. You spend your money, you buy your baseball card packs and open them up and hope to get the variant card inside.
Right.
You know, the comic book Wednesdays, and we did a lot of bartering because back in the day, trading was huge. Kind of like it is with Pops now, but it was much different back then because I could trade, you know, I don't know, a Joe Montana second-year card, and I can get hundreds of dollars worth of comic books out of it. So it was cooler. And I got to grow up at a time where you want to talk about collectibles. You know, when I had the store with my dad and we scrounged up everything we could to get inventory, that made it happen. That's what really built me into seeing how cool it was to have a collection, to be a collector, to be into the collectibles. And I, you know, mm-hmm. I mean, I tell you, the people that you meet, the people that came in, like we do now with our Facebook groups and we do now with this show, the people that are in the live chat with us, that's what it was back in the day, but it was in person. You know, I remember Magic the Gathering events where people would go and hundreds of people would sit down in one place and play cards against each other, but everybody loved everybody and there was zero animosity.
Right.
And that's, to me, what being a real collector is all about. Becoming part of a family, part of a brotherhood, getting yourself involved with people across the world, because we have that platform now to do it, as we are part of every single day of our lives with the YouTube and the Instagram and the Facebook and this, that, and the other. So that's what it's all about. That's why I always hope to get to this point and be able to go back to what I couldn't do to finally be able to do.
Well, that's really cool. Now, what would you say is the very first thing that you seriously collected?
Definitely G.I. Joes. Definitely.
Yes. Same here.
100% G.I. Joes. Saturday morning cartoons. We actually, as a matter of fact, G.I. Joes used to be on before school in the mornings. So I used to wake up a little extra early just to watch the cartoon and then play with my figures while I was watching the cartoon. if I had 4 or 5 of them, I would have Cobra Commander and Destro against Duke and Bazooka Joe, and they would battle it out, and then I'd have to go to school. So that's and the cards. The bigger reason to collecting the G.I. Joes as a kid was because of the cards. They had statistical cards on the back of the card, on the box, so to speak, that gave you the attributes of each G.I. Joe character. And that was awesome.
I remember those. They
Awesome.
were kind of shaped like recipe cards where they had
they
had the little file thing on it, So if you wanted to, you could put them in like a little like a note card box, and they had like the little things you could flip through them.
Yep. Oh, sweet memories.
Well, that's really cool. Now, any real collector, kind of gets OCD about their collecting. Otherwise, you're just not, it's, I know very few people who aren't that way. What was the first thing that you collected that you really started getting like that almost OCD where you had to have it all?
That's tough because, again, not being able to purchase things, so to speak, it's probably comic books. No, I'm wrong. It's hockey cards because I used to collect the OPG, which is a Canadian brand of Topps. If you guys know Topps baseball cards.
Oh yeah, definitely.
OPG was the Canadian brand of hockey cards, and I needed to have every complete set throughout the later 80s into the early 90s up until I'm sure you guys know this name, Eric Lindros was a big name in the hockey world when he first came out because his father forbidden he play for one team and yada, yada, yada. To have his rookie card as a fan of that team that he went to was like, oh my God, I have to have it. So to collect complete OPG hockey sets was where it all really started with the OCD.
Okay. And now, did you basically buy by the pack?
Yeah, you would have to buy it by the pack because there wasn't really any other way about it back in those days. Like now I know, like sometimes I see in Target, they have like the complete Fleer box of the entire collection or whatever. Back in the days, you would purchase a pack and Mark, David, these
and doubles and doubles and doubles and
you trade your doubles.
Yep, exactly.
Triples, but they were only like 75 cents a pack.
Right.
It used to come with a piece of bubble gum inside.
Oh yeah, the card that would just fall apart in your mouth as soon as you bet it. Yeah, that was the best.
Yeah, the amount of duplicates I think we had of like the Donruss baseball, like I think probably like 88 and 89 were like the big years that we actually bought lots of baseball cards. Yeah, I remember you go and you buy like half a box and you'd be chewing on that horrible, horrible gum. But for some reason it was so good because it just reminded you of opening up all those packs and hoping that you got like the rated rookies and all the other, the different special cards they had and stuff like that, because it really was, I think, I remember like Upper Deck came out and that was like the first elite cards and stuff when those came out. Because I remember we did get a Ken Griffey Jr. out of a pack, which was the one that everybody was looking for back then, and I think we eventually sold it a few years later, but yeah, no, collecting cards was a really cool thing.
Now, everybody did it. Everybody did.
The Ken Griffey Jr. rookie. You took the words that you said Donruss, and the first thing that went to my mind after Donruss was Upper Deck, because when those cards came out with the foil logo,
and the stamping on it and everything. Oh yeah,
hologram stuff on it. Yo, they really took. They raised the bar. They took it to the next level, and then collecting became even more serious. And then
did the Upper Deck have the holograms on them? I remember Stadium, I think, was the next big one that came out, and those were on the really thick stock, and I think those all had like gold foil on every card and stuff like that. But I don't remember if I just remember the Upper Deck ones, at least the first year of them, just being like way glossier, nicer. They didn't have like that paper cardboard feel in the back of them,
right.
Fleer and the Donruss did.
Well, yeah, the Upper Deck did have the foil and the hologram. They had the hologram logo of Upper Deck on the cards.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah. Not like a pure hologram.
Yeah, it was like a small little diamond, I think, right?
Yes.
Yep, I remember that now.
Yes. So it's just wow. I really wish. Where did the decline happen with card collecting? Because that was the thing, man. It wasn't toys. It was cards and comics, and it just took a nosedive. And now it's obsolete.
It's because they make so many of everything. And Now they do with the weird stuff now because what they like have like fabric swatches of their uniforms and all kinds of other stuff, but it's just all been done to death that now it's really not that desirable of a collecting thing, because unless you can actually go out and get something good on a semi easy basis, you know what I mean? Like you have to work and work and work, but like with pops, you always have a chance of like scoring like a chase or something like that if you go at the right time, or you know, I mean, anyone that's collected a long time has come across chases. It's something that eventually happens. Now, sometimes you come across them and you're like, no, I don't want that one, and that's
Hard
happened a
pass.
few times. Huh?
Hard pass. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's the accessibility to be able to get something great is what keeps people collecting the things. And
It does.
there are still some comics that are super rare, and ones I was in one of my Minnesota groups, I saw a guy got one of the Batman comic that was the first appearance of Harley.
Oh,
Harley Quinn is from animated series, but her first comic she was in, I mean, it sells on eBay for like $500-600, and it was a $2 sticker on it at the at Goodwill.
well, the Incredible Hulk 181. The theoretical, technical first appearance of Wolverine. That's a high $100, low $1,000 book still.
I remember my introduction to Wolverine and Hulk it was Spider-Man versus Wolverine.
Okay.
I remember we were at the drugstore, and we always used to open our presents on the 23rd, because then on Christmas Eve we'd go to our Grandma Bacon's, and then Christmas Day we'd have Grandma and Grandpa Underwood's. So I remember that day we were at Osco Drug, and Mom said I could buy a comic, and I bought the Spider-Man versus Wolverine one. And that actually ended up becoming worth a little bit. I think I traded it to a kid for the 4-pack. Like, remember when they used to have like the CDs where they'd have like, it'd be like a 4 CD set and it'd come in like a great big, almost like a record box. Yep. And then they'd have like the 4 CDs in there. It was for the Rocky Horror Picture Show one that had like the original New York cast, the regular soundtrack, the sing-along. I can't remember what all 4 of the discs were, but
nice.
Yeah, I remember I traded my Spider-Man versus Wolverine for that. But yeah, no, it is really cool that every once in a while you could come across something like that at a yard sale or something like that. But did you find that Hulk 181 somewhere?
I don't own it. I've never. They made a reprint of it, which I think I read it in like a Barnes and Nobles or a comic shop, and then I just left it there because I wasn't gonna bring home a reprint. To have the original would be great. I have I'm just gonna flip this real quick, not to make you guys nauseous, but I do have a big poster of the cover.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's really nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because listen, come on, go back to where you were. Hello. I don't know why it's not going back to where. There we go. Sorry, but yeah, I mean, I talk all this crap about Iron Man and the Joker, but Wolverine's what literally started it all for me, and I think it's because when my dad came to this side of the world, he didn't start in the United States. He started in Canada, and I remember growing up, like all his stories were, oh my God, Montreal this and Canada this and Canada that. And Wolverine was a Canadian superhero. So that, and he was, like a wolf with claws. And I love the wolf. I love the pack leader. You know what I mean? So it all intertwined and it all made sense. And as much as Iron Man is more my modern hero because of obviously my own self-life issues, and I have such an affliction for the Joker because of what he is, Wolverine is where it's at and what started it all outside of the G.I. Joes for me.
So now, is there what did you collect that you stopped collecting that you most regret?
G.I. Joes, they're worth hundreds.
Oh yeah, gold mine right now.
I remember like the twins. I don't remember their names. They had a twin. There were twins that were G.I. Joe characters. They were part of the Cobras, and one of them had a scar on his face. And if you had that scar one, and you had the both of them together at the like a couple of years ago, they were worth in excess of like $250 just for these 2 pieces of whatever the hell they were made of.
Yeah, who knows?
I regret it. I regret the G.I. Joes, and now because I see that they still have. If I had the money to get comics graded, I probably regret not grading the comics I had, or not collecting / ruining. Quick short story. We owned a garage. My grandmother owned a home that had a garage that we kept. We didn't rent it out with the apartments. So the garage was our storage area. I had 2 of the elongated comic book box filled with all my personal comics. 5 Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man #1s. A couple of the older Uncanny X-Men's that had value to them. Just an array of valuable comics that at the time there was no grading system. There was no CGC. And a goddamn water main broke in the garage.
Oh, no.
Everything.
Oh,
So
that's awful.
that's where I left everything behind. At that moment, when we opened that garage door and I just saw my comics floating, it was all over. And that was it.
Oh, that is rough. I know my uncle used to be really, really big into collecting baseball cards, and he had everything when he was little. He meticulously collected it. And then he turned it's like 16, somewhere between 16 and 18. He got this bug in his butt that he was too old to collect baseball cards, and he burned all of his cards.
Oh,
wow.
Oh,
wow. But he's kicked. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he had thousands and thousands.
Yeah,
thousands.
that's
Now,
awful.
he's a huge baseball fan still, and like his basement looks like a baseball museum, like a Minnesota baseball museum. But he has all. I want to say he went back and he's got all of the top sets since like maybe 60 on. He's gone back now and recreated most of them. But yeah, he was
just burn them all.
he was pretty sad about that.
Yeah, it would be too.
Yeah, I would be 3.
So now, Anthony, you keep your pops in the box.
I do.
So do you collect out of love, or is it more of an investment?
No, I collect because these bring me back to the day before I opened that garage door. These bring me back to the days where, I would get a gift. My mom would buy me the same G.I. Joe that my aunt did. So we used to decapitate them in the windowsill, between the windows on the ones that we had duplicates of. And then we rearranged their bodies and their heads and stuff. Pops do that for me. Pops give me a childhood again. And that's the investment. Yeah, like I'm not going to lie. I told my wife, God forbid I have a heart condition. Boo-hoo. God forbid I'm not here one day. I told my wife the people to message on Facebook and what she can do with some of the ones that are here, because there's money in my room. However, to me, yes, I have a collectible store, but that's not really the Pops. That's an overall collectible website, which I'm trying to build up slowly but surely. Yes, Pops are the dominant force of it because of my love, literally, of what these things are and what these toys do for me. The Pops and the Loyal Subjects. But the Loyal Subjects are a little more limited to certain lines because they don't make a lot, where the Pops are everything. It's our entire childhood. Every time I come to work in my office, I'm a child all over again. And it makes me feel great. It makes me appreciate where I am, where I've come, and what I've been through. Like I said, that day back when we did the Dammies and why we elected to pick the Pop that we were putting into our Hall of Fame, so to speak. So it does that for me and then some. The money value, great. I've been in the collectible business before. It's not about that. It's about coming in here and listen, I open the light to this room, when I come home from work, and I literally walk around and look at every variant of every Pop and say, oh, that's from that. And I remember when I played that game or when I read that comic book or when I saw that movie. And that's what it's about for me. And that's why I do it.
So now, what keeps them in the box then?
In case I ever do go and the wife needs to sell them.
So they are kind of an investment then.
Well, yeah, listen, I'm not going to lie. Like I said, she knows who to go to and how to go about it if the time ever comes, because she'll pay the mortgage for a couple months out of this room. And I have no shame in that. But now here's the new Anthony, because Mark, I see your display every week. I've seen these Michael's baseball bat display cases, and a friend of mine, Christopher Wood, he always shows off what he does every time he gets a new one. I've actually contemplated buying seconds of the commons and going out of box just to display them properly, because I do open a lot of them, you know, more of the commons than the exclusives, to see what they're made of and what they look like on the back end and what their shoes are like and what their hair is like or their headset or what they're holding in their hand. There's just so much about these things. You know, kudos to Funko. I may talk crap about them on a weekly basis, but at the end of the day, kudos to them because they do a wonderful product. And there's no denying that from any of our levels, because we wouldn't do this show every week if they didn't.
That's true. That's true.
Very true.
We spend all the money we do on all this.
Exactly. Well, that's also the investment purpose.
Correct. Yes.
So now, do you have anybody else in your family that currently collects?
Nobody I know in real life owns, except for a friend that I met through a pop group. Now I have a couple guys that nobody I ever knew until I met local pop group people, because I didn't even know there were local pop groups when I first started. So there's nobody in real life that I actually knew before pops that even know what a pop is, unless they come into my office.
So, how does your family feel about your collecting?
My father understands it. He thinks it's a little bit much for a 40-year-old, but he understands it because he was a 40, almost teetering on 40 when we had the baseball card and comic book and collectible shop ourselves. So he can't be a hypocrite. My wife thinks I'm, an immature, the man child in me, but she married that and she accepts it. The people that come over, like when we have events here, like my friends and stuff, like they'll look around and be like, dude, what's wrong with you? And I'll be like, nothing. I'm a big kid, man. I still pick up a comic book or a graphic novel and read it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if you can express your true self and your appreciation and love for your nostalgia, for your childhood, for what made you what you are today, then you're a real person. If you're blind to that, then I'm going to start thinking about you in a different light and looking at you through different eyes. So nobody has anything. I'm the first.
No, that makes total sense. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. Now, what's the one thing that you wish you collected that you don't?
That's a good question, Mark. I think I collect what I want to collect. And I don't think that there's anything else out there. Maybe those sideshow pieces, but they're way too expensive, man. Resin statues.
Yeah, we can't all be John Page and have a whole big giant collection of them.
We can. He has a layaway plan with them, and they know him on a first name basis.
Right.
Maybe resin statues, because a lot of them are really well done, but they're really expensive. But display, things of display. But when I say that, specifically superhero stuff, specifically comic book and cartoon stuff, listen, I have it tattooed all over my body. There's a cartoon piece or something of my childhood on every single part of my body. Arm, torso, leg, you name it, back, front. There's a reason for that. And that's why. So I don't really think there's something I don't collect, because these are it. These pops are the mecca of everything I've ever collected.
Oh, that's really cool. Now,
I love it.
What would you say is the strangest thing that you've ever done in the name of collecting?
Oh my God. I don't know if I could say this on YouTube.
Do it.
No. The strangest thing I've ever done, I don't know. I mean, I've done stupid stuff. I've maxed out a credit card. But I'm sure most of us have done that. At least those of us that aren't as responsible adults as we should be. As a collector, I can't really say I've made some ill-timed or some bad trades, just because of something that I had to have, like a sticker pop or something like that, So I may have over-traded, but there's not much I've done because there's not much I was really able to do. I've never went and slept with some slob because she had a flock lion or a flock gizmo. I never paid some hobo to go rob a store for me. I've never done anything out of the ordinary. I've never done anything that the next collector hasn't done.
You haven't ever waited outside for a ridiculous amount of time or stocked something, or
not as a collector, as an investment. We used to sleep out outside the theater district because they used to have these Beanie Babies for this show called Ragtime. And if you got that Beanie Baby at the time, it was worth $200 to $300 for the $5 or $10 that you spent for it. So my dad would give me and my buddies, the three of us, money, and we did go sleep out but that was to bring back to the store to make money to pay the store rent and get new inventory and get new product and things of that nature. So I never really did it as a collector. I did it more as the salesman and the investor.
Okay.
But I did sleep out before. I've camped out overnight, sometimes from the early morning the day before into the next day.
Well, that's more than I've done.
But I was
yeah, same here. Definitely.
Yeah, this kind of stuff. We waited for tickets for really long periods of time.
Yeah, but I was 15 and 16, so I had the energy and I had the spunk and I didn't give a crap.
Oh, true. So now, if you had to sum your collecting up into one word, what word would it be?
Repeat that.
If you had to summarize you as a person, you're collecting as one word, what would it be?
Eclectic.
Eclectic?
Yes. I have a little bit of everything that I personally love. I don't own every pop or every pop line or Pez or cereal, but my OCD comes into play. And because I have every single Pennywise, I had to get the Pennywise cereal, so to speak. There's things that don't add up in my collection at all. Like I have a Goliath pop from Gargoyles because I love gargoyles and I have a gargoyle tattooed to my arm. So,
right.
But I never saw the show Gargoyles. It's only because it's a gargoyle pop. So there's reasons and weirdness and randomness everywhere. And it kind of just goes with what I am. Weird, random, freaky, and eclectic.
There you go. Now, let's jump 10 years in the future. Where do you see your collection being? Or how are you handling your collection 10 years from now?
That all depends on where Funko goes. Because if they make lines that I'm dying for, I'll have it more extensive. I'll probably need to knock down a wall and make a bigger room. Because let's face it, we've talked about pops we want. If they ever make a never-ending storyline, I'm going to go berserk with it. If they ever made an Addams Family line, my wife's going to need every single one. If they continue with when the next Deadpool comes out and they make a wave 3 of 37,000 Deadpool Funko Pops, I'm going to have them. So 10 years from now, I see myself being as limited as I've become today, because today it's strictly what I love. And strictly what I love, I mean, I have, my Beavis and Butthead, my Voltron, my Jane Silent Bob, my Wolverines, my Iron Mans, my Deadpools, and my Jokers. If I have to get more extensive off of that, do I have every single X-Men pop they made? Of course, because I'm OCD and I have to have every single one. So that all depends on where this hobby goes. That all depends on what meets my eye. Like I said, are they going to make what I need part of me to have? Again, and it's a big one because I'm really praying to God they make it. Are they going to do never-ending story pops? I'm dying to have it. It's one of my favorite movies.
They have to. I mean, they have to.
So,
there's so much they could do with it too.
So Mark, David, I agree. And Mark, that really can't be answered unless I could see into the future and see what Funko's giving me.
Well, you're going to get your wish probably later this year when the new Addams Family computer animated movie comes out. You're going to get all kinds of Addams Family pops.
My wife will be very happy.
What do you think of Isaac, or what's his name? Oscar Isaac as Gomez.
But yeah,
and Charlize Theron as Morticia.
That's fine.
Chloe Grace Mortez.
Oh yeah, I'll take her.
Yep. Hand is Pugsley. Nick Kroll is Uncle Fester.
I don't. You started sounding like the teacher from Charlie Brown after you said Charlize Theron.
Oh man, Charlize.
She was so pretty in the
Oh,
movie
Charlotte.
Monster.
Oh,
She was beautiful as Eon Flux.
I don't think I ever saw that because that movie got really, really bad.
Yeah, I like the black. Yeah, I like the black hair.
The MTV show was good.
Yeah,
I used to
love
love
that old
that.
liquid
It's like, how is
television
she going to
stuff,
die
but
tonight?
That's what. Remember, we've talked about the Max, and that
Right.
was liquid television too, or those days at least. So now, do you have any words in closing for this segment of our first ever origin story to close out us talking about your collection?
To my fellow collectors, I do have one piece of advice, and I've learned from my mistakes, and that's why I answered the last question the way I did. Collect only what means something to you. Don't collect it because it came out and you have to have it. If you're a collector, you'll collect it because it's important to what made you who you are today, and that's why you go out and get it. Otherwise, you're going to go broke and you're going to be stuck with pops and closets and boxes and places you don't even need to know or know what you have. So my parting words are be smart and, don't get out of control with something that you'll never be able to control.
You know how hard that really is, though. I mean, I don't know anything about impulse control.
It's a personal challenge.
Pops.
Mark, I know how hard it is. Just turn around.
What do you mean? I still,
There's nothing there.
Green screen in.
Is that just the green screen? And you've been
Yep, it's
all.
It's all CGI.
I really just have.
David,
I have the Son of Zoran pops and the two Baywatch pops, CGI. and maybe the Justin Bieber pop, and that's it.
And don't collect aquarium fish because they make too much noise.
They do. I make sure I fill it up every Friday before the show. I do, especially now with this mic. I filled it up tonight.
So now, Anthony, do you have a pop for us tonight?
Oh, I sure do.
Oh, here.
Well, in case, this is your first time watching, we like to play 20 questions. And this week, Anthony is the host of 20 questions. And me and David are going to get 20 questions to figure out which pop he's talking about. Now, Anthony, I
promise
made some questionable decisions as far as being honest in answers. And Voltron is an animal that currently is and
I have a bad heart. Don't make me laugh like that.
So David, I'll let you go first this week.
No, you do it.
Well, he said
okay, it's the same question first every time.
He said hard pass. No.
I know.
I'll say it.
So
all right, you want me to go? You want me to go?
Yeah.
David, we want you to go, David. We want you to go.
I go first.
You want me to go? Okay.
You'll probably ask the same question I was going to ask anyway.
All right. So, number one. Is your choice a comic book hero?
You know what we need? We need a little buzzer. No, it's not.
You got to think like it.
He said from comics, because now if it's a comic book villain, we're screwed.
See, but he figured we'd go for that. So it's going to be some random common sitting in a corner somewhere.
Sitting down by the river.
By the river. Sitting on top of the bay that we'd never get.
Your pop from a movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Is this pop in a horror movie?
No.
Okay. Is this pop from a movie that's aired in the last 20 years?
Yes.
Oh, that's helpful. Gee,
okay, so it's basically 99 or higher. So.
Actually.
Oh, he's Googling. Hold on.
Actually, let me just make sure.
It could be borderline.
Yes. We are at 20 years. Yes. Pardon me.
Okay, so we know that it's probably not from the last 10 years. So
no, it's not.
So a movie and over 10 years old.
So movie 10 to 20 years old. More than likely.
Um,
So 2000.
is this pop a gangster?
No.
What gangster movies came out in the early 2000s that there's a pop for?
You know what?
I can think of some from the 70s and some from the early 80s, but I can't think of any from the 2000s. Okay, so
I just can't. Yeah. This is not my game.
David, open a Sharpie and sniff really hard.
Yeah, I want to put some model glue in a paper bag and huff that really hard.
it's not a horror movie. Would this movie be in the realms of science fiction?
No.
Okay, so it's a realistic movie, non-horror, from the 2000s. Or 99.
Go ahead, Mark. Take another stab. I'm thinking.
Is it a comedy?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's comedy-ish. You had to think a little bit. I mean, I would say it's probably not like an Ace Ventura, because an Ace Ventura wouldn't be like, yeah, I guess it's a comedy.
Bro.
The hell is it gonna be?
Comedy.
You got me thinking.
Yeah, he's got me thinking too.
Is this? Oh yeah, you go. I forget that it's not my turn.
Let's see.
Oh wait, okay. I
have an idea.
We don't know if this movie is live action or animated.
That's true. Go ahead and ask it.
Is this a live action movie?
I gotta check when something came out. Let me see.
It is not a live action movie.
Okay, so now this makes it so it's an animated movie that's funny.
All right, well that takes care of that.
Well, you could ask if it's the big animated company or not.
Let me Google something.
I'm gonna do one more. Is this a Disney movie?
Okay. I think I got it.
I have to check that. Hold on.
Look in the reflection of his eye. Can you see the answer?
Give me a second. Let me just see what production company or companies had to do with this. It is not a Disney movie.
Is this a Tim Burton film character?
No.
Shit. Shoot. Family show.
Poopy.
Poopy.
Poopy pants.
All right, so not Tim Burton. That takes out a lot.
Oh, let's see here. Is this no? Because is it would anime ever be considered comedy? I don't think so. And it's a movie, not a TV show.
He gave you a hint.
He gave me a hint.
You went when you said it's a movie and not a TV show.
I have anesthesia coming up. I'm clearing my throat.
Well, so it could be both.
See, he cheats with the stash. I don't.
I'll be honest with you. It's not on either of my lists.
I don't have his. I don't have his stash. So.
Oh, you don't? Oh,
No,
okay.
no. I'm just looking through.
I mean, I don't know.
He's looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed.
I'm just looking at the pop animation series, and I'm just trying to find anything that. I mean, he had to look. So, I thought of stuff like, well, no, Space Jam is later than that. So, Space Jam was earlier than that, I mean.
I just had to look because I needed to make sure I answered your question correctly.
Is there more than
John
one movie in
Page,
the
can you
series?
help?
I'm
Lifeline. Calling the Lifeline. John Page.
Is there more than one movie in the series?
Let me double check that.
Well, if he's got to look, it's something not like super popular because you'd be like, oh yeah, there's like 4 of those.
No. It's just I don't.
Lies.
It's not even going to end up being an animated movie. It's going to be another one of the Anthonys.
All right, so there's only one movie.
Nope, that takes care of that.
I was just making sure that something else that happened with it wasn't considered a film. So there was only one film.
So is there also a television series?
There absolutely is also a television series.
Was it on?
Let's talk this out a little bit here before we make any more guesses. I'm trying to think of animated movies from the 2000s that also had television series. The main one that's coming to my head now is The Simpsons, but none of the pops are based off the movie. They weren't like actual movie ones. Those have been television.
So I'm going to give you a hint. You never asked if the pop was based off the movie. You only asked if there was a movie made of the pop.
That is true. He is correct.
You want to ask him?
No.
Well,
I think
you know the answer to it since he said it. Are the characters on this show primarily yellow?
No.
Yeah, well, it's not Simpsons.
Boom. Was this movie show a Nickelodeon show?
I do not think so. No.
Oh, it takes care of yeah.
How many questions have we asked so far?
You guys got one more each.
Oh Jesus, we're in trouble. The only other thing I can think of right now is South Park, but
oh.
Well, Bigger, Badder, Uncut, that did come out in 99. That was the summer of 99 that came out. And he did make it kind of sound like
that was Comedy Central. I mean, if you want to waste one saying, is it specific to Comedy Central?
We only have one guest to get the pop. Does the show take place in Colorado?
No, it's not South Park. If he's got to look it up, it's not South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, this limits it down between. Mark, go ahead. I mean, which character do you want to pick? Butters. No, I'm just kidding.
Should I just go with my gut and say, is it the coon?
No.
All right. You got us.
Oh my God! They killed Kenny!
Zombie Kenny.
Yeah,
no, it's regular Kenny. That's the name.
I can't believe I didn't think about South Park. I mean, I'm not good at these, but this time, yeah.
I screwed up with the movie one and we went down the wrong line. But hey, we got to the right thing by the end.
Yes, you were very close. You thought I think you miscommunicated where I said it was a pop that was in a movie. It wasn't specifically to that movie.
Now, while we were gabbing away tonight, I did see on Twitter that they announced the next Disney park.
Yes, I saw that.
What is it?
Alice in a Teacup.
Oh, yeah, Alice in Wonderland in the teacup, on the teacup ride, like the little, so like you can see like the side door where you go in, and
yeah, I'm gonna pass.
I think it's coming out the end of this month. John Page is gonna go crazy.
They also announced that that there will be a Pixar pop released to the Disney parks at some point this year.
Well, it's going to have to be a Toy Story one since there's going to be a new Toy Story this year.
True,
but they're making a whole Toy Story line. You think they're going to go that route?
Yeah, but they could have one. Now, granted, it could be like the diamond version of one or something like that. But no, I could totally see them doing one that's going to be a park exclusive.
Fair enough.
Now, I can say that I don't need the Alice one. Does anyone else have to have that one?
No, I'll pass on it.
Bye.
I only have my one park exclusive. I've got the Snowman, the Abominable Snowman Diamond one, and
I'm trying to think what I need that's actually coming out. And right now, like
that damn black and green Batman. Was it Dawnbreaker Batman? I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
I do believe so, yes.
Hot Topic exclusive, which I'm surprised that they went the Hot Topic route because it was originally listed to be a Walgreens exclusive based off UPC codings that I saw. But nonetheless, yeah, that's one. And
are you gonna get the Diamond Harley?
Yeah, no, and I'm definitely I'm not. I'm definitely not gonna go after Mr. Spacey either. So
now I kind of think that I'm gonna have a vacation from the pop-up shop for a while because anything that I've seen
this new year has been it's just no.
I'm happy because I've got a lot of comments I need to catch up on. I need to get a few of the SNL pops yet because I don't have Drunk Uncle, I don't have Rosanna Dana, I don't have the Spartan Spirit 2-pack. Need to get those. I need a lot of Fortnite pops. I've got all the exclusives, but I have almost none of the commons. And the Batman Who Laughs should be coming up pretty soon. I have that pre-ordered. I think that's the only thing I have. No, I have the Glow FYE Pennywise pre-ordered too. Or no, Entertainment Earth. That's Entertainment Earth.
I have that.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Yeah, I have that and the 6-inch Voltron that I'm waiting for. And somewhere along the lines, I never got my Venomized Iron Man, so now I'm gonna have to go out and find that. I guess I do need to get a couple commons per se, but nothing that's coming out that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I still need to get myself a Venomized Black Panther. I'm still mad that I didn't buy that one because forever GameStop would do that whole thing that they'd have their initial one, it would sell out, and then a couple months later it would show back up again. But I haven't seen that happen again since Vampire Bob. But now I know as soon as I fork out and pay $40 for the Venomized Black Panther, it's going to be back on their site again. So
yeah, of course.
I also need to pick up those black and white Hush Pops for the Joker and Batman. So I got a little list. It's all coming back to me. Damn anesthesia.
Oh, John, I see in the chat already says that he needs to be getting that Alice.
Oh, he's already went to wait online for it.
But he never goes down and gets the exclusive ones.
Wow.
Yeah, he always pays top dollar for them on eBay that same day.
There's a first time for everything.
No, I don't think that there's not a whole lot of, and I'm kind of happy about it because it was an exhausting couple months. The last 3 months of this year was just like, I feel like, it's if you don't break down your boxes and you have a room that you throw your boxes in, waiting to get thrown up. That room gets full in like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I'm just always really glad that we have the extra big recycling. We have like one of the giant recycling bin ones just for us because we get so many freaking boxes. But no, anybody else have anything, or are we gonna let these kids go?
Now it's time to
No.
say goodbye to all our family.
D.A.M.
Mark your calendars for next week.
Yes, next week we're going to be back, same time, same place, and we're going to do David's story. So you're going to
Yes,
hear
can't
how
wait.
David got into that, and I have a feeling a big part of it's that big glowing sign behind him.
No, it could not be.
No.
What
Why
would make you
assume
think that? And all my statues and vinyl ghosts over there and everything. Yeah. What would make you think?
But, thanks for everybody who was in the live chat today. We love seeing you there. Thanks to everybody who watches us throughout the week. We always appreciate that too. And, make sure if you watch, you like it, subscribe. If you want to know when we go live, make sure you hit that little bell icon on there and you'll get notified whenever we go live. So, have yourselves a great weekend and can't wait to see you next week.
Same damn time, same damn channel.
Always, always. Love you all.